Pisces, this is Catherine with Oracle Intuitions. Welcome to your weekly reading for July 23rd to the 30th. We're going to be taking a look into the energies of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone. But I do suggest you look on my channel for your videos for your sun, moon, rising, and possibly Venus signs that come out throughout the week. Also, remember that time in the spirit realm is irrelevant, so these may be upcoming energies, current energies, or a validation from spirit in regards to some sort of past energy. For those of you that are looking for a personal reading, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com or by email at oracleintuitions1111@gmail.com or through my Facebook and Instagram at Oracle Intuitions. Also, on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock p.m., we provide, we have a live show where we do free readings for our subscribers, and we highly suggest you join this. This is so much fun. You do have to be a subscriber to join into the chat or to request a reading. Also, on Sundays at 2 o'clock p.m., we have a live show where we bring on different spiritual guests. And again, this is such a fun show, and we hope that you can join us then. So let's get into it and see what's coming through for Pisces. I apologize if I'm my voice is a little off today. We have forest fires all around us, so the smoke around here is really, really heavy. So, if you hear my voice crack or if I'm kind of stumbling on my words, I truly apologize. It's so hard to talk right now because, it's also warm, so you have to kind of have your windows open a little bit, but the smoke is really heavy. So, Pisces, within your mind, we have say what you mean. Within the external, we have healing, and message from spirit is selling out. This is interesting energy coming through. It's very similar to Scorpios. If you do have Scorpio within your chart, you may also want to look at the Scorpio reading. But what I'm getting here is I do feel that spirit is saying that you have perhaps in the past, been selling out, not fulfilling or not being your full true self. Maybe perhaps for some of you, you had let down some sort of barriers. It doesn't mean in every aspect of your realm, okay? I want to make this clear, but I do feel that possibly maybe perhaps within relationships, maybe perhaps within jobs, maybe you took jobs that you were less qualified for, or maybe perhaps with relationships, you put more effort in than what you were receiving from the person. I do feel that within the mind, within the mental energy, we have the say what you mean. So I feel that for some of you, you may have already spoken some sort of words in regards to what it is that you're wanting. Maybe perhaps you want to, deepen a relationship. Maybe perhaps for some you did set those barriers. I feel like if you haven't spoken, maybe perhaps that this is the time to do so. Externally and or within the body, we have this healing energy that's coming through. So I do feel you're in a place of healing. I feel that for some of you, you may not be feeling the full healing effect at this moment. You may still be struggling. And I feel like from Spirit is saying that you are going through this healing process, but allow yourself to surrender to it, okay? For whatever reason, this healing was necessary. Whatever happened, I do feel that for some of you, maybe there was some sort of tower moment where either you said something or perhaps somebody said something to you. And because of that, there is this energy of healing. But I feel that Spirit was saying that this was necessary because there was something that you could strive to do better with. Okay. And again, for some of you, this may be some sort of blocks or barriers that you have within you. Maybe perhaps for some, it could have to do with jobs, again, relationships, take it in whatever aspect that it's falling in. But I do feel that Spirit is saying stop selling out. And again, you may have already spoken towards that, or perhaps you're thinking about speaking towards that. And either way, that healing needs to happen, okay? This was all for a reason, and I feel it's for the reason that it was for was to help you ascend, to help you evolve in some sort of progression that was necessary for you. So let's get some clarification and see what's coming through. Yeah, we have revolutionary. I feel like for some of you, this could have been, this is like that Ace of Wands energy, okay? Something new, okay? Maybe perhaps something that you felt a passion about. Maybe perhaps, you were letting down your barriers. Maybe perhaps, you were kind of selling out towards something. And by speaking up, or if you had spoke up, you're ready for that new adventure. You're ready for that new phase to happen. It's almost as though you dropped an essence of your personality, or an essence that was holding you back. All right. It's almost like some shadow work that happened. And because of that shadow work, you're allowing yourself to now step forward, that revolutionary. You're ready to move forward with passion towards either something else, or perhaps refusing to sell out again, going forward into the future. We also have connect to the heart. So I do feel that healing energy, I feel like Spirit is saying connect to your heart at this moment, especially if there's some sort of negative energy going on. Maybe perhaps you're having a hard time with that healing that needs to happen. All right. When we connect to the heart, we really look at things in a different perspective. We stop holding on to that energy of selling out, but we also stop holding on to that energy of feeling persecuted, or maybe perhaps feeling unworthy, or maybe perhaps feeling that somebody did us dirty. Okay, it's time to start looking at things in a new energy. Connect to the heart, which will help bring through this essence of some sort of new passion. And we have ask your body. So I do feel that Spirit is saying here, start listening to your body, start listening to the healing energy that is needed. I do feel like maybe perhaps this is asking the body what needs to be healed at this time. It's going within yourself. All right. I do feel that for some of you, instead of externally being in this place where you're perhaps lashing out, or perhaps having a negative aura. I like that word, a negative aura around you. It's time to start going within and doing the healing that is necessary within at this time. So let's get some more clarification and see what's coming through. Clarification for Pisces. Yeah, Page of Wands. So we have both of these wands coming through. For some of you, this might be, a new relationship coming in. It could be that, perhaps the energy within the relationship, or perhaps the energy within whatever aspect that this is falling into, because of that healing effect, you'll start to see a change within the energy. It may be slow at this time. It may be at the beginning of this at this time. But I do feel, even if you're not seeing the results at this moment, that by doing the healing, by, allowing yourself to stop selling out, you're going to start seeing some sort of results coming through. We also, look at this. Guys, can't make this up. Now we have that Knight of Wands energy. So it's like it starts to speed up. Okay, we have that beginning, that new spark. We have the beginning, and now things are starting to pick up. So the more healing that we're doing internally, the more that we're connecting to the heart, the more that we're allowing ourselves to surrender to Spirit and to help us with this healing process. This is where we start to really see that change within the energy. So again, it might be a change within the situation. Maybe perhaps whoever it was that you stood up against will start, showing a different form of respect, or a different form. Maybe they're opening up their heart towards you in some way. Maybe perhaps this is a new relationship. But I feel like you need to follow your intuition for the healing that is necessary to happen as well. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you may be hanging on to something, you may be even in a mode of protection. And it feels like you're holding on. Sometimes that Four of Pentacles is like holding things close, all right? Being close to the heart, or perhaps holding in some sort of grudge or something that needs to be released. Somehow you're holding something in, and you're not fully allowing the releasing of it in some way. So again, if it may be possibly, some sort of healing energy towards a person, instead of holding on to, feeling persecuted, or feeling you know, less than worthy, or maybe perhaps not good enough, or whatever it was, whatever type of energy. It doesn't need to be those particular energies. Just take a look as to what it is that you're hanging on to. And I do feel that there is some sort of tension perhaps within the body that needs to be released. Okay, time to connect to that heart energy and allow yourself to look at something with a new perspective. Allow and understand that by refusing to sell out anymore, that healing is going to happen. That healing is going to bring you forward in some way, and probably towards something that is going to be quite passionate for you, or make you feel, you know, passionate towards yourself, or passionate towards maybe perhaps that person again, or towards the situation. So let's take a look at relationships and see what's coming in. So relationships for Pisces. Remember that relationships do not need to be romantic. They can be friends, family, co-workers, and they may be a relationship with yourself. Just take them as they resonate with you. All right. Relationships coming through. We have honor your mystical and creative force. So I do feel that for some of you, again, we had that passion coming through. Maybe this is a time to start working on, you know, other passionate projects. Again, you know, maybe this is just tapping into your own passionate energy, especially if we were in a place of healing, or we are in a place of healing. Sometimes we tend to sit within the negative energy, and we tend to push down the positive, or the mystical, or the creative force that we have inside of us. Okay, instead of looking at things in a positive direction, we tend to sit in this negative energy. And unfortunately, you know, once we start doing that, it can be very difficult to pull ourselves out. And I feel like this is what Spirit is trying to say to you. It's honor who you are. All right. You don't need to honor what happened. You don't need to honor what, you know, if somebody was negative towards you, or if perhaps somebody wasn't respectful towards you, whatever it is, start to let that energy go and honor yourself. We also have serendipity. Merge with the flow. I do feel like things are going to flow in a different direction, but again, you have to let go of that negative energy, or whatever, maybe perhaps self-persecution in some way, or maybe persecution towards another person. It's almost as though once you release that energy, this is where things really start to flow again. And it may be, you know, a new energy coming in, a new person, maybe perhaps, you know, a change within that relationship. This is where magic happens, is when we are in that flow, when we stay within that now, or that present moment, and allow ourselves to just release the energies, the negative energies that try to flow through us or stay within our mind. All right, when we start to release them, this is where we start to feel this magic of the flow. We also have free yourself. Yeah, free yourself from these negative thoughts. You can't make that up, guys. Literally, like, free yourself from the things that are holding you back. All right, just because one person, or you know, whatever it is, again, I'm because this is the relationships, I mean, you can just take it as it's resonating with you in whatever area that it resonates with. But I feel like just because one person's kind of a goof, or, you know, an ass, doesn't mean that, you know, you have to stay stuck in that energy. Remember that this is a world with like 9 billion people, right? Just because one person is sort of a goof doesn't mean you have to, you know, persecute yourself or sell yourself out because of one person, or perhaps even maybe you know, a series of people, whatever it is. It's time to free yourself from that thinking and start moving towards what it is that you're passionate about, or even allowing yourself to get into the flow of that healing energy in order for the energy of the relationship in some way to change. All right. Yeah, right now you're stagnant. I do feel that there's very much a stagnant energy. And again, you know, this could be upcoming, current, or perhaps a past energy that it's validating. But when we have that Two of Swords energy, this is, you know, it's like that movement is stopped. Okay, maybe perhaps because you're in some sort of negative mind frame that you're not seeing the movement around you or the positive effects that could be coming to you by taking that movement. Sometimes with the Two of Swords too, it does talk about following the head or the heart. And usually the advice is always to follow your heart. All right. So again, because we did have that card, connect to the heart. We also had ask the body. All right. Ask your body, what is it that I can release that will help me remove myself from the stagnation that I'm feeling at this time? We also have the Three of Swords. So for some of you, you're really stuck in that stagnation because of some sort of sorrow or sadness that's coming through. This could be past, it could be current, whatever it is. But I do feel that stagnation is happening because of that Three of Swords energy. And Spirit is really asking you to free yourself, move ahead, because once we get into that flow, again, that's where the magic happens. That's where those miracles start to occur. That's when we release that energy that we're hanging on to, especially if it's negative or sad or depressive in some way, and we allow this positive energy flow to start happening. And this is where we really start seeing that magic. We also have the Tower. So for some of you, maybe something came as a shock, all right, which caused the sadness. But again, remember that whatever this was needed to happen in some way. Why? Because in the past, you were selling out. There was a selling out energy of some sort, something that you weren't honoring yourself with, okay? Whether this is job, relationships, maybe perhaps your spirituality, whatever it was. But some sort of Tower moment came through, and maybe it brought this sadness or this depression or maybe even some sort of stress or worry towards the future. But here's the thing, is that because of this healing and going into that healing, you're going to be moving away from that stagnation. I feel like Spirit is really saying this energy needs to change at this moment. You have to find a way, talk to Spirit, allow Spirit to guide you at this time to help release that stagnation in order for new miracles to appear. So let's get a closing message from the universe and see what's coming through. Message from the universe for Pisces. I feel like Spirit is really trying to bring in the healing energies too, but you may be in a closed off place and you're not allowing that healing. It's like your mind and your intuition knows, hey, I have to do this healing. I can't stay in this energy forever. I can't wallow in whatever it is that I'm wallowing in. I have to let it go. But there's that element to being stubborn with that Four of Pentacles coming through. It's that element of I want to hang on to it because it's a comfortable feeling in some way. Even if it feels sad, it's a feeling that you recognize. But when you let go of it and you allow that new passion to start really flowing in, this is where you're no longer needing to hang on to that element of comfort within being depressed or sad or worried or stressed. It's freeing yourself. You're liberating yourself from those emotions to allow new and exciting passion to emerge in some way. And we have a paradox. So with that paradox, what this really talks about is to get into this element of just being free. Okay, the paradox again really does talk about freedom. There's no time in the paradox. So if you're in this place of worry about time, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? Or why did this happen? Or whatever it is. Again, that paradox really talks about freeing yourself from the worry and the stress, letting go of all of those thoughts, getting yourself into a place where you're starting to get into the flow of the magic. All right, I am going to pull a clarifying card for this. Yeah, because then you can start to really see that future coming forward. All right. At the moment, it may feel like it's in the distance, but the more that you allow that liberation to come through, you're going to start seeing that ship come to shore. You're going to start seeing, your work come to light. You're going to start seeing that energy change. And that, again, is where you're going to start to feel that passion. All right, Pisces, I truly hope that this reading has helped. Have an amazing week. We will see you next time. Many blessings and take care.